bring some much more interesting people up to tell you about the film for a couple of minutes, if that would be okay with you guys. Yeah? Can you please put your hands together for the wonderful Carey Mulligan and Bradley Cooper. Writer, director,
hello,
dancer. Thank you for being here. I was just trying to work out how big the baton is going to be on this screen. Someone told me about the size of a bus. That's extraordinary. What a great screen to see this. These guys haven't seen the film, I have, so I feel slightly spoilt in that respect. But Bradley, can I start with you and just ask you about, where did this journey start for you, and how much did you know about Lenny, his life, his music, his story, really?
First, okay, but I just want to say how excited I am for you to watch this in IMAX. I just have to say, we were really over the moon that we were able to mix and format it for this, and it really is, because it's a 1:3:3 aspect ratio for most of the film, it's really ideal for this. And Carey hasn't seen it, but it's just, it's really kind of the ideal way to watch it. It's a different film, so you'll be the first audience ever, I think, to see it like this. So let me know what you think. Here's my cell. Anyway, so I'm so excited. Thank you for coming. It's like, this is awesome.
How much did you know about him, his life, his music?
So, I didn't know anything about Leonard Bernstein before. I just was obsessed with conducting, and then, so I just started to do research, and then I unearthed this incredible relationship between Felicia and Leonard Bernstein, and so we made a movie about marriage, and it's all one musical element to his music.
Did you know much about Felicia at all? What was the appeal to bring her to life, to tell her story?
No, I didn't know anything. I can't believe how big our faces are.
Nothing.
You've seen nothing yet.
No, I didn't know anything. I didn't really know much about Leonard Bernstein. But I knew Bradley, and I knew what an amazing actor he was, and then what an incredible director he was, and the more I learned about Felicia, the more I was so excited to play her and to be part of this marriage.
What you say you wanted to tell, their story, but what was the specific story that you wanted to tell? Because their life was so rich of story, and working out what to keep in there and what had to go, sort of thing. That must have been
the evolution. Yeah, I mean the evolution of a relationship, and that's why the movie, as you'll see, spans 5 decades. It starts in the 40s and goes into the 80s, because that was the way to track this dynamic, which was so unorthodox and haunting and funny and witty and inspiring, and really just seemed like that was the spine. So anything else that we had written, Josh Singer and I wrote the script. Anything that we wrote that wasn't part of that spine had to go, but I hope everything that stayed is what should be there. It feels like this is the movie, and it's all to his music. And one more thing about the IMAX is, because we mixed it, and this has its own, you mixed 4 IMAX, which is different than Dolby, and it's a really muscular sound, so I'm also curious, again, 310, but I'm curious for you to hear, there's a moment in the movie where there's 6 minutes of actual live conducting, which is pretty bonkers to see it like this, and the sound when we were mixing was very exciting because it's a little bit more in your face here in this IMAX mix.
You're going to feel like you're in Ely Cathedral when that happens. Absolutely, with Bradley conducting as Lenny. Was there a piece of research that was the most important for you in terms of preparation?
Well, there was these incredible tapes that there was a summer where a journalist, a writer called John Gruen went and spent a summer with both of them, with the kids and with the family, and he interviewed Lenny and Shirley, his sister, and there was lots of recordings, but there was recordings with Felicia, and he asked in depth what it was like to be married to Leonard Bernstein, and then also about her own life and career, and those tapes were just such an important, we just listened to them for days and days and days. That was such a centre of it. And also our relationship with Jamie, Nina and Alex, who the film's dedicated to, who are the Bernstein children, who were just with us through this entire process.
How was that process of casting the family? with the existence, with them actually still being around and kind of.
Yeah, I mean, we just got lucky. All the casting was casting is so important. But we'll see what you guys think. I love the children who played them, and they had such unique upbringings, and it was just about casting people who you always try to cast people that you think are perfect for the role. And there's a lot of people that, like my best friend plays Aaron Copland. He's my best friend since I was 10 years old. There's a doctor in it who's actually my doctor. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of the crew in the movie, And so yeah, whatever you could do not to act, actually. Yeah.
Is there not a favorite moment, but was there a moment that you enjoyed the most of playing this character in the film? Would you say that stands out in terms of memorable?
I mean, for me, my shoulders relaxed even more every time Felicia was on film with me. I loved working with this woman, this incredible artist. The truth is, that was the most fun was the scenes with us, which is most of the movie, thank God. Yeah.
Well, but that's because the tone, the pace of the film is their relationship. It's their conversations. You guys will see something. Was that? Did you rehearse? How did you find that? Because there's only so much you can put on paper.
For years, not necessarily. And we worked on the script, and we would read the script constantly. But we don't really rehearse like on set. Mm-hmm. I create the environment, and it's all sort of dialed, and you'll see there's not really coverage. Everything is like one sort of shot through different. Everything has its own language. So because of that, we weren't doing many setups at all, and it was just sort of like, here's the landscape, and then we start. And because we've worked so hard, and there's a melody, there's a musicality to the way they speak, and we recorded sound in such a way that you can overlap dialogue and really create music together, which is what we did the whole film.
What did you enjoy most about playing him?
Just his, everything. He was awesome. He's punk rock. I mean, Leonard Bernstein's punk rock. So he taught me just to be bold. I wouldn't have been so bold, fearless as a filmmaker if I wasn't playing him, directing the movie as him.
It's so lovely to kind of see the journey from, this is only your second film directing, and kind of just hearing how the energy you have, even talking about it to an audience who haven't seen it yet as well. It's absolutely infectious. That must have been something that you kind of connected with on set with it.
Oh yeah, I mean it was, and that goes to everyone, that goes to the whole crew. That's the best thing when you have a director that everyone loves and everyone wants to serve the same purpose, which is telling the story. And they loved Lenny and Felicia, and so I think it was, and he led, he was a man, for 6 years, it was his entire, it was everything. The focus of all of his work was just getting this exactly as it is now, and I think you can see that, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is, and we mentioned the Ely Cathedral thing as well, which is this you're conducting a whole piece to a real orchestra, the London Symphony Orchestra. Even that one scene, the preparation going into kind of something like that, particularly when you're wearing different hats as part of this production, you kind of have to leave all those other hats to one side whilst you're in that scene.
It's all the same thing. Yeah, there's not one. There's not sort of bifurcated, or that's not the right word, but like split up.
Yeah.
But and that was as long as I did the amount of preparation. But I'm so excited. I'm like a broken record. For you to see that scene, I want. So yeah. See what you think. But yeah.
It's hard to talk about, isn't it? Well,
because I haven't seen it. It's right here. It's like just watch the movie.
There's not that many spoilers we can give away, but we kind of we want them to have that experience as well.
But I will say this: it's like because sometimes like, did I conduct the orchestra? But we really did. When I watched it on IMAX, when we were doing it, and I saw like this, it was the first time that I even went like, oh yeah, he's actually conducting, because you'll see, you see his eyes conducting the orchestra, not just his body, and you're just like, it's crazy. Yeah.
Were they hard characters to park, to say goodbye to turn off, to leave?
I don't think we've done that yet. I don't.
Thanks to us.
He left me for sure, but in terms of talking with the melody that happens, and like some weird stuff, like I wore Chris Kyle's shoes for like 6 months, not his actual shoes, but what we made for his shoes, the guy from American Sniper. But I don't know, he's still in me in some ways, but not in like a behavior way.
No, but you do sometimes sound a little bit.
Do I?
Constantly conducting everyone. I think we should let these guys watch your extraordinary film. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy it.
Glad being here, everybody.
Thank you.
Enjoy Maestro.